Hey guys, it's XJ9 here, and today we're going to be doing a patch 11.8 notes video. It's a tiny bit late, but it kind of runs in the family, and this is how we do it here, which I don't really care. So, yeah, we're going to go right into it. I haven't really looked at this, so this is kind of a blind take, for the most part. I looked at the PB things before, but I haven't looked at it in a long time, so a lot of things could have changed, so, I guess we'll get right into it. Um, we'll read this right after mid-patch. So this isn't even important. Whatever. I'll read this. So it starts here. Poro's new Poro snacks icon. New Poro snacks missile icon going. Yep. So this animation fix with that. Wow. Like honestly, is this even important? This is some stuff for Poros guys in ARAM. Um, new. But in ARAM there's new relic effects. The floating cross. New pickup voice effects. I think voice effects. I don't know. Video effects? I don't know sure what that means. For the one picking it up, new healed FVFX for everyone healed in the area. I'm pretty sure I mean sound effects. Voice. I don't know what the V stands for. Well, others. New respawn effect, clean up turret glows, and add some subtle falling cold smoke. Um, okay, this is very weird how they made this. Um, oh, is this all mid patch? No, I don't know. This is such a weird layout. Uh, because 2 days ago, Omniband, Syndrome Blade, and Yorick bug fixes. Omnivamp items. Fix the issue where all items that grant Omnivamp could heal double the intended amount. Very interesting. Jungle bug fix. Omnivamp from jungle items are now long being applied to enemy champions and minions. Long applied to enemy champions and minions. Um, I don't know what the heck. I wish they actually explained what that meant, but that sounds good. Sandrian Blade, physical vamp bug fix. Sandrian Blade now properly heals from physical damage dealt. That's pretty bad. Yorick, his R towers that properly prioritize damaging Yorick's maiden instead of minions when she attacks enemy champions while Yorick is not in tower range. That's a really big nerf. Um, Gwender's released. She's actually out right now, which is funny. Uh, I have no really opinion about her. She's a new champion. Having an opinion on a new champion is kind of silly. Usually, she looks fine. People will also exaggerate the Zinzao ultimate thing on her basic ability, which is kind of funny. Annie, W cost increased early. It used to be 70 to 110 before. Now it's 90 to 110. That's quite a big nerf. That's her ability. She has to use the push waves or use it on a combo. So that nerf's actually quite nice. I mean, Annie as well as an insane win rate. She's very powerful. No one plays her. So yeah, it's probably a deserved nerf, but will it really do anything? I don't know. Aphelios, passive lethality is one from 3 to 18 to 3.5 to 21. Bit of a buff, probably because he kind of just vanished off the face of the moon. His R, uh, Killerium damage per mark from 40 to 100 to 50 to 110. Severium healing 250 to 500, and it has been changed to 275 to 525. I know what these are, but gravity root duration 1.25 seconds to 1.35. Infernum splash damage 85% of additional damage to 90% initial damage. Crescentium Chakaram refund 4 additional, 5 total, 5 additional, 6 total. This is a very small buff to his ultimate in general, just to make him feel a bit of like an ultimate probably. Um, Cassiopeia E cost now scales down, so it used to cost 50 mana at all ranks, but now it's 50 to 42. That's quite big. I believe she does max that first, so that's quite a nice buff, especially since she spams it. Um, it's also funny. So Dr. Muda passive max health regen increase, but it's funny because like they don't say everything else they did. I'm pretty sure this is a flat out nerf. This is something I did see, but we'll see. Max health regeneration used to be 1.5%. Now it's 2.5%. I believe it's every second or 5 seconds. I forget honestly. Infected Cleaver. It used to do 300 to 500 damage to the monsters. Now it's 100 to 500. Huge nerf to Jungle Mundo. Absolutely huge. Health cost restored enemy hit 50% to 100%. Um, but again, it's not about the health cost. It's about his jungle clear is really impacted by that, and also even doing objectives. He can't do it as fast anymore. His E used to give 40 to 180 flat 80. Now it gives 3290. It was also bonus 80. And the max 80 was 60 to 180. Now it's 50 to 170. Quite a big nerf on his E as well. Um, I think the biggest change, honestly, was his Q. But the thing is that I would say Mundo has been over buffed for a very long time because I mean the fact that you even see Mundo in pro play, and again I'm not even saying that pro play is, oh, if somebody's playing pro play it has to be good, because I've seen sometimes people, like I remember people were still playing Jarvan when he was absolutely dog, um, and there was better champions because of Conquer abuse was coming up, but he's a champion where, like, if he's in pro play and he's just a champion who just runs you down, uh, there's likely very big overtuned. Like, I kind of wish they did a big nerf like this on like other champions that are just spam picked all day. But it's kind of weird because Mundo isn't even picked as much as like a champion like Udyr, which is kind of funny. Um, so I mean he has better sustain, but he probably clears a bit slower, so it's about the same. But in lane it's quite he's quite stronger. It's just like I remember how many buffs Mundo has gone, and he was fine, but then no one played him still, and then everyone played him when he's like absolutely overtuned. It's like right now, he's still fine. Uh, it's just he's not super overtuned. I would still say he's strong though. But people probably just drop him just because he's nervous. But I remember they buffed this E like 3 times in a row, and it was like, why are they buffing Mundo all day? It's kind of funny. Gnar, bonus movement speed, 30 to 75% decaying over 3 seconds based on R rank. It's not 20 to 80% based on decaying over 3 seconds based on R rank. So that's quite a big nerf. 10% movement speed, lost, and it's pretty much an early game before he hits level 6. Even when he hits level 6, it's a bit of it's a 5% movement speed nerf. But yeah, early game it got hit quite hard, which is nice. Uh, LeBlanc base damage on her Q was 55 to 155. Now it's 65 to 165, so a 10 damage buff at all ranks. Total damage, if you hit the Mark II, it's 10 damage again all ranks. So if you hit both marks of the Q, you'll use it and then trigger it, it'll be 20 damage extra. Lee, Tempest, cooldown from 10 seconds to 8 seconds. This is a random Lee buff just because he's a popular champion. Nothing really to say there. He's gotten a lot of buffs, his Q buff and his E buff. Uh, Lee's definitely very powerful right now though, because along with that Q buff and the fact that like, uh, probably the best item to get on him as a jungler is the Gore Drinker item. He has very short cooldowns. He's very strong, and he's probably very easy to play right now. As well, just because lower cooldowns equals less thinking involved, especially with a Manalist champion. Orianna E bonus resistance is decreased early. You speed 10 to 30, armor and magic resist. Now it's 6 to 30. This is just to hit our early game. I believe she maxes last, maybe sometime second probably. But yeah, this was a big nerf because again, it's her early game armor and MR made her actually quite deceptively tanky, and also can make allies deceptively tanky. So yeah, quite a big nerf to her early game. Oriana's been straight up buffed so many times. It's kind of weird because I see sometimes people say like, "Oh, Oriana never gets touched and she's always played in pro." Like, no, she's gotten so many buffs. If you look at Oriana wiki, she's gotten so many buffs. It's absolutely insane, and it's kind of funny when people say she just stands the test of time. No, her numbers have just been buffed consistently. Um, Rammus update. Q Powerball base damage 150 to 240. It's been changed to 100 to 220. Not the biggest nerf. Sometimes C-back assist first. It depends. Not really that big of a deal. Um, defensive ball curl W. Basic attacks now extend the duration of defensive ball curl by 0.4 seconds up to a maximum of 4 additional seconds. So 10 auto attacks will extend it fully. I'm not sure if you need some attack speed or something to actually keep it up at all the time, or if he will actually be able to keep it up as with his base attack speed. Not quite sure about that. Quite a big buff though, considering that one of Rammus's issues is doing like big camps, and so now since it's gonna be up the entire big camp, it's just a bit better clear. So quite nice buff there. Quite good exchange so far. E Friendswing taunt duration went from 1.25 to 2.25, but it's been changed to 1.2 to 2.0 seconds. This is only a nerf to his late game level one's pretty much the same, honestly. Uh, I would say because of this nerf though, you definitely probably don't want to max this first anymore. Before I used to max it first sometimes if you don't want to be like a super gank heavy, but it's probably really not even really worth it too much anymore. I mean, it depends. So even if they nerf it, it doesn't mean it's bad. But Q cooldown on his Powerball is quite nice. But it's just that his frenziing taunt can get easily countered by not even merc treads, but the people who take alerticity or whatever you call it, or tenacity. Yeah, tenacity, the tenacity rune. So yeah. Mm, we'll see how that pans out. Again, I'm bigger a fan of decisions like, oh, maybe I want 3 points into Powerball and then max E or something like that. I like things like that. I don't like the whole max something first. I wish it was more diverse. That's something I think would be a huge benefit. His R has been changed. Cooldown. Well, first off, the cooldown's been changed from 100 to 60 to 130 to 90. Why? Probably because more impactful. So now it's Rammus leaps into air, slams down, dealing 100 to 250 zero point 0.6 AP magic damage. Also, that's based off level. So level 6 to 16. So level 6, it will do 100 damage. And slowing enemies by 15 to 20% for 1.5 seconds. Rammus generates aftershocks at the target location for 4 seconds, dealing 20 to 40.1 AP magic damage and stacking initial slow up to 4 times. Damage near the center is increased up to 150% damage based on this. Ooh, wait. Sorry about that. I thought I was right. Ash. I don't know what that was. Damage near the center is increased up to 150% damage based on the distance traveled. If Soaring Slam is cast while Rammus is in Powerball, enemies near the center are also knocked up and dealt Powerball's collision damage, ending Powerball's effect. I wonder if that's unstoppable or not, or Flesh's Thresh's E could actually stop it. I don't know how it works if you're not in Powerball, but yeah, it's quite interesting. Um, the one thing that's nice about it is that you can actually do like it pretty much puts that area of denial because sometimes if you go in, you can get burst so you have to run out, which makes your ultimate garbage. So this is quite a big buff to his ultimate in general. Also the fact that it's a dash, so that he has a dash essentially. So that's quite big. So yeah, Rammus looks pretty solid right now, especially his W for his clearing and even like fighting. He's a big threat, so that's nice. He's only a threat if you attack him though. Rumble, uh, base stats, magic resist from 32 to 28. His magic resist growth from 1.25 to 0.75. Passive Junkyard Titan. Overheating bonus damage used to be 25 to 110 based on level plus 30% AP. Now it's 10 to 50 plus 6% of the target's maximum HP plus 30% of AP. So flat damage to nerf, it does scale better. Um, hmm. Let me think. Yeah, it's also targets max health, which is quite interesting. It's not even base HP. So I think his passive actually just scales better in general. Also, it's kind of funny. While overheated, Rumble gains 50% attack speed. Reward people for messing up potentially, or so that's nice. Electro Harpoon is E. Electro Harpoon now reduces the target's magic resistance by 10%, 50% when in danger zone for 4 seconds, stacking addictively. Um, wow, that's pretty good. It's very weird because they actually made him so he's more vulnerable to AP's mid. Because I've seen some Rumbles mid, but they also made him quite a bit stronger in general in fighting. I feel like they're trying to keep him top lane, not middle lane. I think they're just trying to kick him out of top lane, make him so he can go toe to toe with some melees or something. Honestly, we'll see how that pans out. Thresh, cooldown of his fight from 9 seconds to 11 to 9 seconds. Very good nerf just because people were maxing other things like his W and stuff, and I think people were maybe even still maxing after nerf. I haven't looked, but I'm just saying. Thresh has just been a very overtuned champion for a very long time, so it's kind of funny. He's just been overtuned for ages. Vladimir, cooldown is Q. Went from 9 seconds. It used to be 9 to 5 seconds. Now it's 9 to 4 seconds. So this is a late game buff. It also goes down as you level up. Like the rank 2 is 0.25 seconds faster. Uh, I don't know why no one plays Vladimir. He's very strong, but yeah, I guess we're gonna see more Vladimir, which is bad. So another big Yorick change. Uh, his passive Rift Walker damage used to be 2 to 99 plus 30% total AD. Now it's 2 to 88 plus 25% total AD. So nerfed because well they do more consistent damage. E, uh, it, oof wait, sorry. Uh, his initial damage used to be 200% on first attack. That was 100% normal damage on first attack. There's a new effect though. Marked targets take 40% increased damage from the next 8 attacks by a Mistwalker. Oof, wait. Alright, I just woke up and stuff, so it's kind of like morning stuff. So pretty much burst is down. If you kill them right away, you won't really be dealing as much damage. His R has been changed. Attacks the main. Turrets used to attack the main over melee and ranged minions. Now attacks melee and ranged minions over the main. So the main will only go on. Um, the turret will only go on the main if they attacks the champion. So uh, yeah, quite interesting. Yeah, pretty much just big yard nerfs all around. The Zac changes are hilarious. W damage increase. W 25 to 85 plus 4 to 8% targets maximum HP plus 2% per 100 HP. Now it's 35 to 95, so 10 base damage buff. Percentage damage is the same, but they've also buffed the AP ratio. Um, what did they say about this? Between last season's change to Jungle Camp Health and Bombi Cinder, Zac lost a lot of his mid-game clear speed. We're putting the Glob back on the job by slinging him more damage, along with a buff for AP Bruiser builds. Uh, I think he definitely needs a little bit more. It's kind of strange because he's actually apparently strong support, but I don't know if it's just only a strong support because no one knows how to verse a Zac support, or people just pick bad matchups. I'm not quite sure. Um, but it's just kind of funny because they've nerfed Zac so much. Like he needs more things. Like for instance, like diamond damage. Like this is nice because I don't know why they nerfed his damage as W to begin with. Like, um, Zac's just such a weird spot. Like I don't know. I wonder if you need max W first, or even like 3 points into W and then max E. I'm not quite sure, or maybe like 2 points into E then max W. I'm not sure. Zac will be probably a lot stronger next patch though, where Sunfire Aegis will deal 150% bonus damage to jungle camps. Because currently it only deals 100%, which really hurts Zac because all the other jungle items are kind of garbage on him, like really bad on him. Like Frostfire Gauntlet's bad, and Tank's bad, and that item's really good on him, but it sucks for clear speed. So next patch he might be fine. As a change I would like is make his Q not cost 8% max HP, because the biggest thing that screws him over is does it take ignite? They don't need to build on tanking, just have ignite and you're garbage. Um, so big jungle champion changes. Darius used to deal 175% bonus damage. Now it's 300%. To be honest, I don't think you're gonna see Darius in the jungle. It's just because of how his play pattern works. Like he needs like potentially catch you off guard or do something. Like if you see a Darius coming, he probably will not kill you. He needs to get 5 attacks, and you need to fight him. So I think that changes mostly for people again like low elo who like got autofilled. Deanna, I'm very excited about. 150. Her passive you steal 150% damage to non-epic monsters. Um, Now it deals 300%. Really nice. Again, it's key to that's also non-epic monsters, so it's not affected by drag or referral. Her passive used to give 10 to 40% attack speed. Now it's 20 to 40%. Quite nice. It's also a buff to each level as well. You level up, so yeah, Diana Jungle is probably very, very strong right now. I'm pretty excited to play her. Just because I just play her in jungle. Some people, it's just weird because some people are like, I remember when I got a Diana skin on the stream, someone was like, "You don't play Diana." I'm like, "What are you talking about? I used to play Diana back in 2012, like or even early 2013, and it's just kind of funny." Um, so yeah, Diana, because her issue was she would have to spend too much mana to clear, and also she can't kill the Rift Scuttle. But since she does so much damage, the Rift Scuttle not being able to CC it isn't the biggest deal. So yeah, I'm quite excited to play Deanna Jungle. But people probably won't play it just because again, well, maybe they will because she does have a dash, but we'll see. Um, Mordekaiser, his passive you deal 28 to 164 damage based on level. Now it does 180 at all levels. Mordekaiser is another jungler which actually might be actually quite strong because unlike Darius, he only needs 2 or 3 hits or even 1 hit before like doing something on you and destroying you. So yeah, You can also do some build where you get like that AP movement speed item. I forgot it's Cosmic Drive, yeah, second or something. So yeah, Mordekaiser might also be very strong. I'm very hopeful about Diana Mordekaiser. I don't think Darius Jungle is going to be a thing at all. I think it's just going to be some meme thing. Zed, his passive, Contempt for the Weak, affects all targets after uh, once every 10 seconds to applies to enemy champions one every 10 seconds. I no longer affects minions and monsters. Oh, so that's very interesting. Again, I thought they just gave up on Zed. That's very interesting that it just goes off every time. That's actually really interesting that there's no cooldown. Whew, that's crazy, actually. That's actually crazy. Because before they had damage, that's crazy. That's crazy. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Removed passive contempt for the weak bonus damage against monsters no longer deals increased damage increased by 100% against monsters. That's a fair trade-off. Passive contempt of the weak capped damage against monsters. It used to be 200 500 based on level, 300 capped only for epic monsters at all levels. So I don't think there's actually a cap on it, but except like so on like blue buff there's no cap, but on blue on Rift Herald and Baron and Dragon there's a cap of 300. It's quite interesting. That's actually quite big though, because you can just keep on hitting 300s on the That's actually crazy. So yeah, that jungle also again he's a jungle that I used to play him too. I would decide definitely he probably can easily be played. We'll see how it pans out. His first clear might is this. His first clear was just really bad in general, and but we'll see how we'll also just see how this pans out. Um, it just depends how he fares against other junglers as well. So it's just really nice that you can like go on a jungle camp, burst it, and then there's like you might even be like because it says that we're gonna be weird jungle where it might be beneficial to actually smite it right away because then it'll go under half and you can clear it that much faster. So yeah, I'm very hopeful about that jungle. Morgana jungle. Tormented Shadow Burn bonus damage non-epic monsters. It used to be 150%. Now it's 200%. Morgana jungle is another jungle where I actually think she has a lot of potential. I think she's would be a very situational pick though. Um, so yeah, like yeah, I I can see all these working. I just don't have faith in Darius. I don't have faith in Darius at all. I think it's silly because you just lose not having your so much strength of Darius is into his passive where he gets like a billion 80 when he gets 5 stacks on a champion. So yeah, I just don't see Darius working out. Everything else seems really strong though. Like Morgana even seems strong. So that's quite interesting. So I guess we have 4 new junglers in the jungle now. It's kind of funny. Support mythics. Uh, Moonstone Renewer. It used to be 50, 500. No, it used to be 50 to 100 based on target's level. To 60% at all levels. That's the heal. Um, Heal amplification. It used to be each second spent in combat increases the base heal by 12.5%, stacking up to 4 times, up to 50%. Now it's each second spent in combat increases your healing and shielding power by 4%, stacking up to 5 times, up to 20%. Mythic passive empowers used to be empowers each of your other legendary items with 5 ability haste. Now it's increases Starlight Grace's heal by 10. So again, they're really toning this down to be a support item. They don't. I don't think they liked that people like Lilia even or other APs were building this item, and also I believe it's toned down in general. Uh, like the healing's toned down in general, but also um, so now instead of having HP, which is very strong, you also have a lot of the powers into shields as well now. So shields you actually need to get value by getting attack. So I think it incentivizes more interaction. So it's quite nice. Quite nice change to Moon's Stone abuse. Shredder's Battle Song removed. No longer empowers those extra instances of damage to deal an additional 35 to 55%. 55 magic damage, not percent. Um, New passive, empowering or protecting another allied champion, excluding yourself, grants both allies 25% movement speed over 1.5 seconds. Mythic passive used to be 3% movement speed, now it's 5 ability haste. What do I think about that? Let me think. Powering or protecting? Another ally champion grants both allies. That's interesting because isn't that's kind of that's kind of what the Staff of Flowing Water used to do, and yeah, I believe that got removed. So yeah, Staff of Flowing Water, for instance, used to give 50% movement speed and 20 to 40 based on target's AP level AP for 3 seconds. Now it grants a 20 ability haste and 20 to 40 AP for 4 seconds. So Australia is going to be the big movement speed CDR thing, and it's just to make it, I guess, a better. I think it's actually a mythic. So yeah. Interesting. Yeah, it is a mythic. Um, yeah, Australia's a lot better now, so that's quite nice. It's also not a passive anymore, so um, quite nice. That's what Australia's is very strong right now. And the Staff of Flowing Water more situational. If it does they benefit from CDR? Do they have CDR in the build? Because the lower CDR you have, the more beneficial it is. Um, Frozen Heart got a 10 armor buff from 70 to 80. Frozen Heart's always been kind of meh because you don't really need the mana in all honesty, and but there's only like one or two champions that build this. Like I think the only champion that really builds this item is like Scion and Ornn. That's it. Rip 120 armor Frozen Heart. Um, Gemtech Purifier. Uh, used to be 50 ability power, now it's 55. So they updated this ally empowerment. Healing or shielding an ally champion, including yourself, empowers the next ally's attack to an enemy champion with to apply 60% grievous wounds for 3 seconds. They changed that to healing or shielding another ally champion, excluding yourself, empowers both the ally and your next damage to an enemy champion with 6% grievous wound for the next 3 seconds. So it's NU, so that's quite interesting. Um, healing shield. Yeah, so now you can't heal yourself, and that's to prevent. I believe it was a bug or not a bug, but like, it was an interaction with Revenant's Hunter, where if you had Revenant's Hunter, you would actually apply grievous wounds with this. Wasn't really well known, but again, it was kind of situational anyway. Um, tooltip of consistency to match Gemtech Purifier. Our sensor tool has been updated to specify the requirement of another ally. Their functionality is entirely unchanged. No more grievances. Items that apply grievous wounds will now be called out in chat and notify your team when purchased. Yeah, they said here the ability to apply it on oneself doesn't seem to have significant power implications, but did have odd interactions like with Revenant Thunder that were not intended. In addition, we're giving the item a slight buff because it's still a bit niche. Yeah, so this is the thing. I remember people were like saying this, were like, "Oh, this is such a wow, this is a Korean, wow, this is super Korean, wow." But it's like it really wasn't special just because the stats weren't that good. Like it was situational stats and such. So it's just funny that some people are exaggerating like how good it is. Like, oh, it's an interesting interaction, so it must be good. Like people think very flawed sometimes. So yeah, I like that it has cleaned it up before it became a big issue potentially. Boots of the City got a nerf finally. 900 gold. It's been changed to 950. What does Riot say? These kicks have become very popular in pro play, and actually solo queue, by the way, crowding out other footwear options in jungle. We're slapping on a higher price tag since their cost is a contributor to an unsustainable jungle meta, sitting around fast clears and fast kings at low cost. I feel like they should have just maybe even nerfed the CDR of it gives, make it 15% or something, and because when I think of Iona boots, I honestly think of summoner spell decrease. So if this nerf's not enough, I would just nerf the CDR by 5 and bring it back down to 15%. It wouldn't even be the biggest deal since CDR stacks differently now, and so it's not as valuable. Um, Hextech Rocket Ball got a big buff in general. Health lowered by, it used to be 350, now it's 250. However, it gives 6 magic penetration, which is great. Upgrade Ornn's upgrade item just has 100 less HP to stay consistent. Uh, and but the thing is that when you upgrade it, the magic pin actually goes up to 10, so that's quite interesting. Um, in general, I actually really like Rocket Belt. It's kind of funny because people actually didn't build Rocket Belt on a champion like Evelynn. Rocket Belt and Evelynn feels so her, and so it kind of makes me sad because I feel like people are gonna finally build this item on Evelyn, even though, you know, they didn't know it was good. So now Riot's telling them, "Oh, this is what you do." So now people are gonna build it. So it kind of makes me sad. Um, and also this item is better on Evelyn anyway because magic penetration is really good on Evelyn just because of her W. But also she would really be full HP, so any excess HP is not valuable to her because she will never get it. She usually stays at like 70% HP or 80% even. So this trade-off's very good for her in general. Titanic Hydra, bonus AD used to be 1% of backstab HP. Now it's equal to 2% of bonus health. What does Rye have to say? Shifting his power away from early game and low health builds. I'm not sure how big of a buff this is the late game. I wish it kind of explained because I feel like you have to like look into it because it's kind of funny because an item like Titanic, even late game, like instead of buying Titanic, you just buy something else and it'll do like fine damage. Like I don't know. Hmm. Oh, let's just say I have 4,000 HP. Okay, that's 40 damage. And yeah, they just kind of nerfed it. Yeah, Titanic's like only good at the late game item now. That's hilarious. Wow, Titanic's like a dead. I don't know, it's not dead item, but that's kind of funny, honestly. Wow, that's crazy. You need like more than like 4,000 HP for it to be like better, which is kind of funny. Jeez, you need more than 2,000. Yeah, that's wow, that's hilarious. Titanic was a meh item that you barely even saw. That's hilarious. I wish I gave more context. So there's obviously a specific reason why they did this. There's a very specific reason why. Might be because of like makes their changes they want to do like to Urga and stuff with rushing Titanic like it made it too abusive. Like maybe now they can give Urga his on hit thing back. Something like that. It's just kind of weird. I wish they gave more of an explanation. In-game shop updates, purchasing a mythic item from the all items view now collapses the mythic row. You can't buy another one anyway, so we saved you some space. Fixed an issue where scaling the HUD could break down parts of the shop. Whatever. Various performance improvements and bug fixes. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Shurima class, I don't really care. Wow, season 5 chromas. Honor 5 chromas. Each season we add new chromas for medieval Twitch and great work to keep the rewards coming to least most sports players who reach Honor level 5 every season. When you open your Honor 5 capsule, you receive one Honor 5 token that you can be redeemed for Medieval Twitch, Grey Warwick, one of these new chromas, or a previously released chroma. You have to own Medieval Twitch or Grey Warwick before you can unlock one of those chromas, but you don't have to own them both. Honor 5 capsules also contain a random emote or board skin. Again, it's just garbage. It's just like this shit's a joke because it's like who actually gets excited over this? All they should do is make honor tokens. Like I really like this one suggestion, as someone said, where honor tokens should just like make you able to get like old things from passes, like some legacy things, such as my favorite set chroma, which is like the black and purple one, for his metal skin. And you can't get that anymore. Like honorable players should be able to get like exclusive content like that they might have missed out for whatever reason. And it's not like they get it's only two every year, and so it's like it would have to be a very something they would really want. Like it's like cause this shit's stupid. Like okay, who plays Warwick? Who plays Switch? Like this whole thing's a joke. Like I feel like if they did, if like this doesn't help League. Like it's just like I'm being honest. This kind of like this is just stupid. Because it's like well, why? If you want people to not be toxic, well, why don't you reward them properly? And again, to just make it so you get a unique chroma or whatever, or maybe even past like things like not even just chroma. I mean it depends. Like, do you want to do the chroma thing? Do you want to do chroma plus maybe an icon? Even if they did just one of the event chromas, that'd be great. But instead they do this dumb shit, which is this is dumb. Like no one gets excited like oh, I'm done being toxic. I want great work. No one does that. Okay, so yeah, this is stupid. I don't know how Riot can actually. I don't know how anyone could type this serious and be like, yeah, this is gonna want people not to be toxic. Like, dude, just scrap this. Like, who cares about this? No one even uses this dumb shit. Some ARAM balance changes. I mean, uh, who really cares? I mean, Arnisul 5% less damage taken, Ferrer 5% less, Caston 5% more damage, 10% less. Wow, that's crazy. All 5% less, Rammus 5% less. Plus 8% damage dealt on Rengar, minus 8% damage taken. Rise plus 8%. Wow, that's crazy. Right buff when he's already strong. Well, it's already. Oh, actually, show already. Why am I reading this? This doesn't even matter. Who cares? I don't really care. Jesus, why am I reading that? Ooh, excuse me. Yeah. Uh, Bug fixes. Fix the issue where the social panel would continuously flicker when loading the client. Fix an issue where players will not be able to see specific champion stats in their profile. Rock and Z Battle Dance second cast now properly triggers summon area. Big bug fix. Science Art and Unstoppable Onslaught now properly knocks up really big targets. Interesting. Corrected Quirky's E Gatling guns so that the probably matches actual values. Fix the bug where Ken's W electrical surge effects would continue to play after cast until his death. Alistar can now generate E trample stacks against Morgana's E Black Shield and Malzor's passive Void Shift. Interesting. Very slight buff. Fix the bug where Kindra's W Frenzy would not attack the Rift Scuttle if the ability was cast prior to entering the respective ability area. Yeah, this is something I actually noticed, but I didn't bother reporting it. That was a really jarring. I didn't actually try to replicate it more just because it was such a rare bug. I was like, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, it's nice that someone actually reported it, probably. It's funny too because like, I no one played Kindred and then people started playing Kindred, so someone reported it. Why did that happen if the ability was cast prior to entering the? Oh, that's funny. That's stupid. Trundle's W. So yeah, that's a big Kindred fix in general. Trundle's W Frozen Domain now properly increases the healing received from Omnivamp. Fix the bug where Jarvan wouldn't be able to leave our Cataclysm's terrain if he activates Stridebreaker and casts the ability simultaneously. Lol. Fix Oriana's tooltip which switched the damage and shield values of E, Command and Protect. Lol. Yumi can no longer activate Moonstone Reverer when casting W2 change up plan repeatedly on an outer range ally that is combat. I actually, this is my bug. This is my bug report. I reported this. This is me. I'm part of history. Riot Games, red, red. I tested this. Like, and I can prove I tested this. Like guys, what have I been doing? Look at this, Yumi. Look at these bot games. I was testing things like, oh, like, dude, I I just think it's funny they did that. See, XJ9 doesn't waste his time in bot games. He's always learning something. That's funny. But yeah, that was actually potentially very abusive because, um, you could actually just be chilling in lane and say you're not engaging with the ally enemy. Like, oh, you don't know if you're getting ganked. If your top laner is fighting with someone, you could click on your top laner's like their tooltip and you'll start healing your ally. Not the top laner, but like your laner, which is like stupid. It was really stupid, and you could start getting preemptive stacks, which is hilarious. Um, so yeah, that's just funny. Um, because you could even not even go on your ally and just heal them forever, which is really funny. So I'm happy because they read what I said. um, Fix the issue where Iron Spike whips, Gordringer, and Stridebreaker's passive would not remove spell shields from enemy champions. That's a big bug fix. Fix the bug where Prowler's Claw, Sand Swipe passive would still apply damage and is debuffed to targets with spell shields. Big buff or nerf rather to that. Knight's Vow Sacrifice passive now properly redirects damage from allied pledged champions to the user even when they're untargetable. When Okay, that's good. When Kale has Kraken Sword and uses E Starfire Spellblade as a third attack, she will now properly deal true damage. That's a big buff, I guess. Jace now properly deals true damage on a start attack with Kraken Sword when Mercury Cannon in all instances, not just when he crits. Um, I guess that's a buff to that, but yeah. Dark Waters Diana VO now properly plays when she casts Q Crush and Strike. Battle can make Caitlyn's W your own snap track hit. VO now plays from Caitlyn's location instead of the trap's location. Uh, Her R ace in the whole cast VO also now plays for all enemies and allies. Lol. Oh, Jesus. I don't know if I think it was. I think that's how her base converted as well. I don't know. That's interesting. Fear's R Grand Challenge VO now plays from her location instead of her target's location. Um, what was this bid patch thing? Um, they were included, but they okay. New missile that should no. This is wait. Oh yeah, so this wasn't included. Yeah, it was just some ARAM stuff like snowballs being visible. So yeah, that's been fun. Um, quite interesting patch. There's a lot of new junglers. I wonder if people are actually gonna play them or just not bother just cause, until someone plays them in pro play or something. I don't know. But yeah, you heard it here first. What's strong and what has a lot of potential. So yeah, leave a comment or something. I'm gonna go now. So yeah, bye. Thanks for watching.